What is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, Mac? Quick demo video for you for this custom mini Maul that you sent me um, to reinstall for you, right? So the previous install had a Profi 1.5 in it. It had one blade, and then the other side was used for sound venting. This is the old chassis right here. So it looked like you had like a 22 millimeter speaker here, your Profi 1.5, and then the other side was had a PCB holder. It was a custom Saber Shop 7-pin connector that I took off, and it had a static battery with a recharge port right here, and there's your recharge port right there, and then two switches. What I did was I put in a Profi V2. I kept it 2 button, but we went from one blade to now it's 2 blades. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put in a Profi. I put a CFX in. You asked me for CFX. Sorry. So we went from a Profi 1.5 to a CFX with Bluetooth, from one blade to 2 blades now. So this both sides has CC Sabers lit connectors in there, and I'll show you that chassis here in a second. Still a 2 button setup. So the same 2 buttons that you had before. These back switches are just dummy switches, and that's the same as it was before because this is all powered by a single CFX. What you want to do to get to this chassis is you want to unscrew the emitter on the same side as your actual switches. So we'll just take that off real quick. We'll go over the chassis and then we'll go over the hilt itself because there's some things I want to talk about. You'll see that chassis in there. It should slide out right in your hand, and then you can pull it out just like this. Just like that. And then we'll go over the chassis first, right? You do have a 20 millimeter KR speaker, KR Sabers speaker in here. I could not go with a 22 and be able to get that in there properly because I had to make sure that this cleared the ID of the handle. So that's what we went with. You said sound wasn't necessarily a huge issue for you because you turned down your Sabers anyway, but for this being as small as it is, it sounds really good. I did drill some holes into the Saber that we talked about, but we'll go over that in a second. You got your 2 buttons over here, your 2 switches. So your front switch is your activation, your back switch is your auxiliary. I did put Darth Maul's head on there, over here, just as a little something. There was a lot of empty space there, and I wanted to put something there. You flip that over, and you've got your CFX right here, CFX and your Bluetooth module. So you can do everything you have to do with the SD card, and you never have to move the board. So you can take your SD card and you can click it in and out with your finger just like that, and it's made to where the board never has to move. And then of course you've got a removable battery setup spring side over here. I took a lot of pain and care to try to make sure that I could hide the wires, so there's nothing in the battery compartment, right? You can't see any wires. There's just a small battery, or there's a small wire path I made underneath this guy for everything that had to go over here to the board. All right, and there are a lot of wires underneath the CFX board, but you'll never see that. So I tried to make that look as clean as I could on top. And that's what we've got there. Pretty easy. It's got an alignment groove, if I could show you right here. And it makes it to where this thing only goes into the Saber one way, and we'll go over that here in a second when we put a battery in. Now for this guy, since I took away your sound venting because you wanted 2 blades, we had to figure out sound venting, right? So you and I talked about that, came in and I drilled a few holes in the black, the recessed black spaces. I drilled 6 holes so that your sound could escape through those holes, and that's lined up to where the speaker is on the chassis, obviously, right? So there's that. Now when you flip it over to here, this hole right here is where your recharge port used to stick out. Now obviously you don't have a recharge port anymore because I made this removable battery, which is something that I try to do every time I do a Saber. I don't like recharge ports if I can get away with it. My suggestion to you would be, if you still have the piece of this Saber, or if you can somehow get another one of these bolts right here, right, to take it and chop all the threads off of it. chop all the threads off of it and glue it down into this hole, and that would cover that up and it will make it look symmetrical. But you need to take all the threads off. Now, it's not going to be something that you're going to be able to see on camera because my camera sucks, but there is a lip inside of there to where if you just had the head of that bolt, this bolt right here, and you took all the threads off and you glued it down in there, it would sit right where it's supposed to be and it wouldn't get in the way of the chassis. So that's what I would do there if I were you. I don't have anything like that here, and I didn't know if you had the rest of the Saber at home, because originally, I mean, the Saber is, you know, probably double this length, right? So that's what we did here. Let's throw a battery into the chassis. Don't put it in backwards, please.
Perhaps my actions will speak louder than words.
Now, when you put your battery in, you're going to see your Bluetooth blink, and that's normal. It's going to do that while the Saber's on. Okay, so we're going to take this groove, or the easiest way is to make sure that your switches are facing up and your back switches are facing up, and that's how it will go in. And that locating groove will catch this screw eventually, and that's what it's catching back here, right? So it's only going to go in one way, and it will slide all the way in just like that. And then we can take this guy here and we can screw this in. You got to be careful with this, because what I noticed about this is that your threads are still good, but they're a little bit worn, right? So don't try to force it. This guy seems like, if you're not careful screwing it in, it's easy to cross thread just because those threads are so worn. So I just want to take my time with it, lock it down, make sure it's good to go. Everything's good there. So I turn it on, turn it off.
Doesn't survive as long as I have by being foolish or unprepared.
So I don't have two 7/8 inch diameter blades, and this takes 7/8 inch blades. So what I'm going to have to do is I'll put a blade in one side, show you that it fires up. We'll take it out and I'll put it in the other side and show you that it fires up as well. But ideally, you'd have two separate blades, and this thing will fire them both up at the same time. But activation. You see that side lighten up? That side's lighting up as well. You do have smooth swing. Auxiliary. Now if you hold it down, you'll see your blade lock up over here. And again over here, right? And we'll turn it off just like that. So, to put a blade in this guy, what you want to do, we'll start over here first. This emitter is a two-piece emitter. You want to unscrew this top piece, but leave this one alone, right? So just kind of hold it right here. We'll unscrew this. Trying to make sure I don't drop it. Once you do that, you'll notice that you have two set screws. You've got one here, and then you've got 180 degrees from it. You've got another one. So we need to back those out so we can put our blade in. We'll do that right now. They don't take much, and they're very small, so you just kind of want to be careful with them. We'll put our 7/8 inch blade in. For the purpose of this demo, I'm not going to put on the end cap. I'm just going to show you that this lights up. There's a lot of blade depth in here, and you might have to twist it as you go, or at least on my on this particular blade, because it's kind of old and beat up. So I just grab it right here and twist it down until it makes contact. Activation, you know. Good flash on clash. Blade lock up. And we'll turn that off, and then we'll take I'm going to untwist this out of here. Super tight. And then we'll go through and we'll put it on this other side. And do the same thing. They're both identical. They both have 2 sets of blade retention screws. Put that blade in this guy too. It is a very snug fit. It's okay though. There we go. I usually edit that part of the video where I'm struggling to put that blade in out of the demo, but I'm just going to leave it in so you can see what it takes to put a blade in. It's a very snug fit, and they have massive amounts of blade depth. We're going to leave this just like this in this configuration. I might put the other end of the blade of the emitter on so that we can go over the Bluetooth functionality. You'll need the ForceSync app. I don't know if you have Bluetooth on any of your other sabers or not. I can't remember. Doesn't matter which emitter piece goes on what side because they are identical. We'll just screw that back on. Let me get my phone here. ForceSync app, right? Now when you initially start this up and it's going to find the Bluetooth, you'll click on it. It's going to say, it's the one on the bottom, the BT909, if you can see that on my phone. Right there. So I'll just click on it. On the initial setup, it's going to ask for a password, but you don't need to give it one. Just hit pair. So just skip the whole password thing. Okay. Let me connect it real quick. You'll get to this screen. You have a bunch of different boards, but CFX is your first option. So just click on that CFX board. You'll come to this screen. I'm going to go to remote control. I'll hit power. Clash. And there's just a list of different things that you could hit, right? So swing, lock up. The lock up, once you tap it once, it'll lock up, and then tap it again to turn it off. You've got volume controls. I've got it set at 75% for your volume right now because the speaker is so small. I would probably leave it at that, but you can play around with it if you want, right? It's just going to be very hard to replace that speaker if something happens to it. So 75 is a respectable level where you can still hear what's going on, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll take this blade out. And we'll put the emitter back on. Well, let me put these, you can't forget to put the blade retention screws back inside a little bit so they're past the threads. Just like that. Oops, I'll get that later. And then we'll go ahead and we'll screw this on. We'll go over taking the battery out, which is super simple to do. Just remember, come over here where the switches are and take this emitter off. An easy way to remember that is it's the same side as the hole for the old recharge port, but once you cover that up, you're going to have to remember it's the side with the switches, right? And then again, that'll fall right out into your hand just like that. Still got your Bluetooth flashing. But from the positive side of the speaker, which is over here on the furthest away from the board, you can pop it out with your finger, just like that. And that is pretty much this mini Maul. Let me know if you got any questions. I'm happy to answer them for you. And if not, I will get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thanks.